Okay, this is the 5-minute tarot for the 6th of March 2017. And I'm not quite sure what to call this one because it's kind of about how to think, or the the way of thinking that works best if you're going to read cards. And then by extension, how are we going to live each day? And if you've ever said to yourself with cards, thinking about a reading that you did, if you've ever said to yourself, I should have known this, don't do that. Instead of thinking, I should have known that, or I should have said that, think to yourself, now I know this is what the card means. So you're in the present rather than living in the past and the future. And that's maybe what this video is about. Okay, so there's a movie, The Sixth Sense, that came out some years ago, and it was famous for the little boy and one of the main characters saying, I see dead people. And then at a certain point in the movie, we understand, or we discover that not Clint Eastwood, Bruce Willis is actually dead, right? He had been killed at the beginning. And so when we discover that Bruce is dead and the little boy can see him, it changes our understanding of the movie up to that point, and it also affects how we're going to look at the future, the rest of the movie. And it's the same kind of thing with reading cards. So when you begin, or even if you've been at it for a while, you look at a card, or you read something, or you understand something about a card, and you do the best that you can at that moment. But tomorrow or the next day or sometime later, you can discover something else about the card, and that changes it changes your understanding. So instead of beating yourself up that you didn't know that in the past, be in the moment and understand that you now know something more that you may or may not apply depending on the question in the future. So there's something, it's a bit like learning the tarot is an ongoing process. It's not something that it doesn't finish, because you're always going to find ideas or possible meanings, or you develop an extra understanding, or you understand something differently. And each time you're adding to the total understanding you've got of the tarot itself. So it's all ongoing, as is life. So I've mentioned this somewhere in probably more than one place, and I can't remember where, but the ancient Egyptians used to believe that the present moment was the meeting point of an infinite past and an infinite future. So the past, you can go back to yesterday or 6 years ago, or your parents or your grandparents and great-grandparents. So your personal history goes way back, and it goes back to who knows when. And the future is the same. So we've got an infinite past and an infinite future. And right now is really all that there is for us, because we can think, okay, let's say it's 10 o'clock on a Monday morning. At 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, it's still going to be now. When I'm experiencing 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, it's now. It's not the future. And so one of the points about life on earth and life for human beings is that we only know, we only live in the moment. In our imagination, we can live in the past or live in the future, but truly, in reality, we're always in the moment. And if we can understand that or live like that, then it's Bob Dylan's "He not busy being born is a busy dying." And it's a bit like Kipling's "If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run." That's two ideas about being in the moment and living each moment fully. And if you do that, your whole life is full. So we've got this Egyptian idea of the infinite past and the infinite future. And if you look at an illustration of that, it's like a big X, which obviously makes you think of the Wheel of Fortune card. And so it can be that with the Wheel of Fortune, life goes round and conditions come and go, and we go up and we go down. So there's movement in life, but really we're always in the moment, we're always in the now. And that can be what you point out or to the questioner, or what the reader understands when the Wheel of Fortune card comes up. There appears to be change on the outside, or there can be ups and downs in life, but we're still, the only way we ever experience it is from a position of stillness and from being in the moment, in the now. So it may be that with the Wheel of Fortune in a reading, you explain something or relate the past and the future of the question that was asked about to understanding the present moment. And I'm putting this astrology course together, and it'll be ready reasonably soon. But I'm looking at. I thought, okay, I'll look at charts of various people who won the Nobel Prize for Literature. They've got something in common. It's a public recognition, public honor, and there's a certain amount of cash involved in it. So we'll look at the natal charts of various people. And one of the people, I was going to start with T.S. Eliot. And when I was looking for information about him, there's something a quote that he gave, he said, and this is relevant for the Wheel of Fortune, because he said, what we call the beginning is often the end. And to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from. So how does that applies obviously to the Wheel of Fortune. And it's something that you might want to consider. So when the Wheel of Fortune card comes up, understand that we start from the end. So what's the end of the sequence that the person's dealing with in the question that they asked? Okay, tomorrow, don't know, probably a card. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Okay, bye-bye.